You're not here by accident, and you're not listening to this by accident. This moment has been planned, weighed, and let go of perfectly. And the fact that you are here shows that the appointed time has come. What is happening now is not the end of a delay, but the start of a season. There are times that are planned by God but don't make a lot of noise. Still, they have the power to change a whole life. And now is one of those times. You are on the edge of a threshold that was set up long ago, even though you didn't know it. There was no neglect in the waiting. It wasn't that there was no sound, and the stress you were under wasn't pointless. As it says in the Bible, there are times to hide and times to show. There is a time to plant and a time to rise. You have reached a Kairos moment, which is an appointed time when things that were held back can now move forward. This message is not meant to convince you, Anointed One, because you don't need to be convinced when the time is right. The way things are going now is in line with your patience, obedience, and determination to stand your ground even when you didn't understand. You're not getting close to a change. Right now, you're standing in it, and the shift you can feel is the sign that the time has come. Divine reminders, chosen one, don't always take the form of answers or explanations, and sometimes faith is kept alive by something calm and steady, something simple that you can go back to. When you don't feel strong or clear, what's below stays where it is, calmly watching as things happen. There are truths that heaven couldn't put on your shoulders until your spirit was strong enough to hold them. Not because no one loved or cared about you, but because revelation happens at times set by divine wisdom, not by what people want. Things had to wait until your roots were strong, your senses were sharp, and your inner strength was strong enough to handle things that would have crushed you in a different time. I'm telling you this in a gentle way, but I have full authority. You are now in a situation that your old self would not have been able to handle. You grew through storms that were never meant to break you, but to build your spirit from the inside out. You were shaped in secret places where no one cheered, stretched in silence and fine-tuned under pressure. Still, heaven wrote down every choice, every kiss goodbye, and every tear that fell on your pillow when you thought God was far away. It wasn't abandonment that made you feel that way. It was in line. You weren't being punished, you were being set up. Dear beloved, if you found this video, I don't think it was by accident. God has a way of leading His chosen ones exactly where they need to be. We want to be honest with you, family. From these videos, we earn nothing. Every video is created purely out of love for God and love for you. It is your small gifts and donations that encourage us to keep going, to keep making content like this for His glory. Without your support, this mission would be very hard to carry. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to every one of you who has given. God sees you and God will honor you. There is a family waiting for you on our community platform. Brothers and sisters who came broken, came searching, and found something life-changing. Not just content, but people who truly care. Our most faithful supporters are featured on our platform, a place of honor for those who sow into this ministry. You are chosen, you are loved, and there is a home waiting for you. Find the community link in the description. Come home, beloved. We are waiting for you. I remember a time in my life when it seemed like all of my doors shut on me at once. I prayed, waited, and did what I was told, but nothing changed. After many years, I realized that heaven wasn't holding back. Heaven was getting ready. I wasn't being turned down. I was being brought into strength. I didn't know I would need it. And when the right time came, things happened so quickly that I was almost scared. Now that's what divine timing feels like. It comes slowly at first, then quickly. Right now, this is where you stand. Now it's not so slow. The suddenly is coming up. This is the truth that heaven hid. You were never just tested to see how long you could last. For your calling, you were being shaped. Every time it felt like things were falling apart, they were actually being built. Every delay was planned. Every betrayal was a breach that made room for revelation. What looked like loss was really just the loss of your old self, getting rid of layers that couldn't go with you to the next world. You might not have known it, but your spirit has been changing. How you reacted changed. Your priorities have changed. You lost interest in shallow things. It got tiring to have conversations that used to feel easy. The people you were trying to carry got too heavy for your new frequency. This is not a mood. Change is happening here. You have carried potential before you have been ready, just like Joseph carried a dream before he carried power. The vision is waiting for the right time, according to Scripture. Habakkuk 2:3. That time has come. What seemed to be taking too long was actually getting better below the surface, waiting for the time when you would see with spiritual eyes instead of emotional ones. Anointed one, you made a big step forward when you stopped trying to go back to the old version of yourself that God had already cast off. The shift you felt in your chest, that quiet pull and slight discomfort, was a sign from heaven that your steps were being rearranged. It was meant to be confusing, even the part you went through. The last stage before clarity is confusion, taking down old structures so that the spirit can speak without being stifled. Now pay close attention. The recent pressure you felt wasn't just from war. It was speeding up. It wasn't defeat that made you feel tired inside. It was spiritual growth pushing against the limits of what you could do before. If you felt stretched, it's because heaven was making you bigger on the inside before raising you up on the outside. Promotion starts without being seen. Long before results show up, breakthrough is announced by restlessness. Family. We pour everything into these videos because we believe in what God is doing through this community. We earn nothing from this channel. It is your love and your support that keeps this light alive. If this prayer blessed you today, come and be part of what He is building. The link is in the description. Join us. And if you feel led to give, even the smallest seed carries a great harvest. Thank you, and God bless every one of you. When you could have retaliated, heaven saw you forgive. Chosen one, heaven saw you stay humble even though it would have been easier to be proud. Heaven saw you run away from trouble when you had every reason to fight back. Heaven saw you pick honesty over impulsivity, agreement over approval, and doing what you were told over what happened. These small victories were the proof heaven needed to start the next chapter. I need you to really get something. You didn't suffer for no reason. You held yourself together every night when fear tried to pull you apart. Every time you were held back, and every question you didn't get an answer to. These signs showed that someone was ready for spiritual advancement. Things that felt buried will now come to the surface. Things that felt sealed will now open, and things that felt impossible will now start to breathe. Anointed one, there are signs all around you that heaven has already changed your course. You were getting a message from your spirit when you suddenly felt heavy around some people. The strange pull toward being alone, the vivid dreams, the random memories coming back to you. the times when you felt emotionally raw. It wasn't an accident. These were signs from the spirit world. Heaven sends out warnings, the first tremors of a change that is coming. The truth is that your spirit knows it already, but your mind is just now starting to accept it. Now you're ready. You didn't even know you crossed the inner threshold. You moved on from the season that taught you how to survive to the one that will teach you how to be in charge. Heaven doesn't expect you to comprehend everything, chosen one. Heaven wants you to keep giving up control. You're about to understand why the lonely nights, the delays, and the fights you never chose made you who you are, not the victories you prayed for. That's it for the showing. This is where it turns. Now is the time when everything that was hidden starts to come to light. What's happening inside of you right now is not a random process. It is a divine rebalancing. Dear family, if this prayer has touched your heart today, I want to invite you to stand with us. Our community is built on faith, love, and the power of prayer together. You can support this mission through the link below. Every gift, big or small, keeps this light burning for thousands of brothers and sisters around the world. God bless every one of you who gives. See you in our community. The link is waiting for you. Heaven is changing the settings inside your spirit so that what God had been building in secret can finally show up in your life. Do not get the wrong idea about the shift. It may feel like pain, intensity, or even a strange kind of spiritual stretching. The way you feel is alignment coming together. Your life is starting to line up with the plan that was written over you before you were born. Many people don't know what it means to be chosen, anointed one. They believe it is a title. They believe it is favor without fire or blessing without breaking. You should know better, though. You found out the truth when things were tough. To be chosen, you need to be ready, clean, and in the right place. Heaven will never raise a spirit that has not been refined, and you have been refined more deeply than you know. At one point in my own life, everything I knew went away all at once. The people I relied on stopped being close. Opportunities that I thought were safe disappeared overnight. Even my confidence was shaken by the stress. I thought I was being stripped at the time. I realized later that I was getting stronger. When something seemed like a loss, it was actually heaven clearing the way for new things to be built. You are going through the same divine pattern right now. You've been sensing things that your normal mind can't fully understand. Your body is restless and feels like it's waiting for something. A tightening in your spirit that makes you feel like you're getting ready. A sudden unwillingness to put up with anything that makes you feel bad. Feelings like these are not emotional problems. They are spiritual signs that heaven is finishing up an improvement in you. At this point, you no longer need to be a passive receiver. You can now take an active role in your own upgrade. You might think what I'm about to ask you to do is easy, but it has a huge spiritual weight to it. I want you to write these exact words in the comments. My divine upgrade is activated. Instead of, I hope it begins. Instead of, maybe this will work for me. God's timing depends on how clear you are and how strongly you say what you want to say. When you write those words, you're doing something much more powerful than leaving a comment. You're making a deal with heaven and letting the process go faster. Allow me to be clear. You are getting new wiring. Your old answers are being taken apart. Your old habits are breaking down. Your old identity is being taken away. Heaven is building something new inside of you. Some of these are new strength, clarity, discernment, and resilience. And this building on the inside is what has made your outside world feel unstable. Transformation starts in the unseen and grows until it can't be denied. You were not a waste of anything, Anointed One. The betrayal made you stronger. That loss made you humble. The disappointment made you stronger. You learned how to wait by doing it. The spiritual weariness made you weaker. Every hit, every sigh, and every unanswered prayer became the stuff that heaven used to shape you into the person you need to be today. The places where you felt the weakest are becoming the places where God will speak the loudest. You may not be able to see it yet. The wounds you try to hide are letting you learn a lot. The fears you dealt with are now the building blocks of your faith. The insecurities that used to guide your steps are losing their power. From the inside, this is what spiritual growth looks like. It feels like everything is falling apart until the new structure is stable. Heaven is happy for you, chosen one. That's not something you hear very often. So let me say it the right way. The decisions you made in silence are cherished in heaven. Feel proud of the fights you've led by yourself. You should be proud of the self-control you showed when it would have been easier to get angry. Proud of the growth you worked on even when it would have been easier to give up. You should be proud that you forgave someone without expecting them to say sorry. They were proud of the love you gave them even though they didn't return it. In the spirit world, these small victories are more important than any public ones. Character, not praise, is what heaven looks for in promoters. There are tests you didn't even know you were taking that you passed. Now, something very strange is taking place. The spiritual world is responding to how long you've been strong. Anointed One, the recent war you felt wasn't proof that you're failing. It showed that you are on the rise. When the enemy wants to attack, they don't bother people who aren't a threat. You were not being punished by the pressure you felt. It meant something. You woke up in some way. You changed in some way. The enemy hoped you would never reach a certain point, but something inside you did. Allow me to be clear. You are about to enter a time when you can see heaven's answer. Doors that didn't want to let you in will now see you. Opportunities that passed you by will start to come your way. People who didn't notice you before will now see you in a new way. This is not a mistake. This is the result, the fruit of living a spirit-aligned life. But before all of this happens, heaven wants you to fully understand how what you are going through works. There is spirituality going on around you, but there is also structure going on. Your life is being put back together. Your identity is being changed. It's getting stronger for you. This is why places that used to feel safe and comfortable now feel stifling. Your spirit has outgrown the limits that your past has made you fit into. I want you to fully understand this. You're not getting farther away. You are getting better. You're still interested. You're losing your grip. You're not getting cold. It's getting clear to you. You are being taken away from something that can't hold your weight. Chosen One, heaven has given you precise dates, times, and divine appointments that will cross your life. The days ahead are important. They mean something. They make things move. Allow yourself to give up instead of fighting, trust instead of being afraid, and choose alignment over comfort right now. Heaven doesn't want you to strain. Heaven wants you to give up, and the new starts when you give up. Chosen One, your transformation has a deeper side that most people can't see. The way you carry yourself differently, the quietness in your spirit, and the changes on the outside are things they notice, but they can't see the spiritual building that's taking shape below it. You're not just changing. You are being put back together by divine design. Heaven is making something in you that needs to be left alone, kept quiet, and given up. That's why the old season had to end the way it did. Your path wasn't touched by accident. Your life is changing dramatically, Anointed One. Even though you can't put it into words yet, your spirit knows exactly what you mean. You're no longer interested in the same kinds of conversations. You will no longer put up with the same chaos. Your soul turns away from places that used to feel normal to it. It costs more to have peace now. Your time is now very important. Your energy has started to pick and choose. It's not that you're getting tough. This is heaven making your alignment tighter. You used to force yourself to stay in places where your spirit was shrinking to keep up with people your soul had grown apart from. I don't think it was despair that made you snap, but an awakening. You realized you couldn't give up your peace of mind just to be understood by people who were never meant to be in your life. That realization wasn't a sign of rebellion. It was an awakening. Before you go, I want you to know there is a home waiting for you, a place where we pray together, grow together, and support one another every single day. Visit our website through the link below to join our prayer family, and if your heart leads you, to sow a seed into this ministry. Your support is what makes it possible for us to keep going. Thank you, and God bless you richly. Heaven is adjusting your spiritual settings so that what God has been building in secret can finally manifest in your life. Don't think the shift is something else. It might hurt, be very intense, or even feel like a strange spiritual stretching. The way you feel is a sign that things are coming together. The plan that was written over you before you were born is beginning to come true. A lot of people don't know what it means to be chosen, Anointed One. They think it's a title. They think it's favor or blessing without breaking. But you should know better. When things were tough, you learned the truth. You must be prepared, clean, and in the right place to be chosen. Heaven will never raise a spirit that hasn't been cleaned up, and you've been cleaned up more than you know. I lost everything I knew all at once at one point in my life. My close friends and family stopped being there for me. Opportunities I thought were secure vanished overnight. Stress made me doubt myself even more. At the time, I thought I was being stripped. Later, I saw that I was getting stronger. It was heaven making room for new things to be built when something seemed like a loss. That's exactly what you're going through right now. Something is telling you things that your normal mind can't fully understand. Your body feels like it's waiting for something and isn't happy. You feel like you're getting ready because your spirit is getting tight. A sudden decision not to put up with something that makes you feel bad. Like these are not emotional issues. They are spiritual signs that heaven is finishing up making you better. This is the point where you no longer have to be a passive receiver. You can now actively improve yourself. What I'm about to ask you to do may seem simple, but it has a huge spiritual weight to it. Please write these exact words in the comments. My divine upgrade is activated. Maybe this will work for me. Should be used instead of, I hope it starts. God will decide when it's right for you based on how clear and strong your words are. That's a lot more powerful than just leaving a comment when you write those words. You're agreeing with heaven to speed things up. Chosen One, you did not find this video by chance. God placed you here, and just as He led you to this prayer, He may be leading you to something more. a family of believers who walk this journey together every single day. Visit our community through the link in the description. And if your heart is moved to sow a seed into this ministry, know that we receive it with gratitude and faith. God bless you, beloved. Let me make this clear. New wiring is being put in. The pieces of your old answers are being broken up. Some of your old habits are ending. The old you is being taken away. Heaven is making you into something new. Some of these are being stronger, clearer, smarter, and more resilient. And this building inside is what makes the outside world feel unstable. Transformation starts in the hidden and gets stronger until it can't be ignored any longer. Anointed one, you didn't waste any time or energy. Being lied to made you stronger. You became more humble after that loss. You became stronger after being let down. That's how you learned to wait. You were weaker because you were spiritually worn out. Heaven used every hit, sigh, and unanswered prayer to shape you into the person you need to be now. The places where you felt weakest are now the ones where God will speak the loudest. You might not be able to see it yet. You can learn a lot from the wounds you tried to hide. You're now building your faith on the fears you overcame. Your fears, which used to direct your steps, are losing their strength. This is what spiritual growth looks like on the inside. Until the new structure is stable, it feels like everything is falling apart. You, chosen one, make heaven happy. You don't hear that very often. Let me say it the right way. In heaven, people will always remember the choices you made in silence. You should be proud of the fights you've led by yourself. You should feel good about not getting angry when it would have been easier to do so. Feel proud of the progress you made, even though it would have been easier to give up. You should be proud that you let someone off the hook without expecting them to say sorry. They were proud of the love you showed them, even though you didn't love them back. These little wins are more important than any big ones in the spirit world. Heaven looks for people with good character, not people who praised them. You passed some tests that you had no idea you were taking. Now, a very strange thing is happening. The spiritual world wants to know how long you've been strong. The recent war you experienced, Anointed One, is not evidence that you are failing. It proved that you are getting better. The enemy doesn't bother people who aren't a threat when they want to attack. The pressure you felt wasn't a punishment. It had meaning. In some way you woke up. You changed in some way. The enemy hoped you would never get to a certain point, but you did. Let me make this clear. Coming up is a time when you can see the answer from heaven. Doors that wouldn't open before will now see you. Opportunities that you missed will start to come back to you now. People who didn't see you before will. There is no mistake here. It turned out this way. The result of living a life that is in line with your spirit. All of this is going to happen, but heaven wants you to fully understand how it all works first. There is both spirituality and structure going on all around you. Things are getting back to normal in your life. Your name is being changed. It's getting stronger for you. That's why places that used to be safe and cozy now feel stifling. The limits that your past made you fit into are no longer right for your spirit. I want you to fully get this. You're not moving away. You're getting better. You're still interested. You're not able to hold on. You're not getting cold. You're getting it. You are being taken away from something that can't hold you. Heaven has given you exact dates, times, and divine appointments that will happen in your life. Chosen one, the days to come are important. They have meaning. They move things around. Do not fight, but instead, give up. Trust, instead of being afraid. And right now, choose alignment over comfort. Heaven doesn't want you to work too hard. Heaven wants you to give up. And the new begins when you give up. Because you are the chosen one, your change is more complex than most people can see. People notice the changes you've made to the outside, the way you walk differently, and the peace in your spirit. They can't see the spiritual building that's being built below it, though. You're not becoming different. You are being put back together by God's plan. You need to be left alone, quiet, and give up what heaven is making in you. That's the only way the old season could have ended. Your path wasn't touched by accident. Anointed one, your life is about to change in a big way, but your spirit already knows what you mean, even though you can't say it yet. You're not interested in the same kinds of conversations anymore. You won't put up with the same mess anymore. Your soul moves away from places that used to feel normal to it. Having peace now costs more. Now your time is very important. Your energy is now going here and there. You're not getting tough. You are getting more aligned because of heaven. You used to cling to places and people that were making your spirit shrink in order to keep up with them. I don't think you snapped because you were sad. I think it was because you woke up. You knew you couldn't give up your peace of mind to make people who weren't meant to be in your life understand you. Being aware of that wasn't a sign of rebellion. It was a wake-up call. Dear beloved, if you found this video, I don't think it was by accident. God has a way of leading His chosen ones exactly where they need to be. We want to be honest with you, family. From these videos, we earn nothing. Every video is created purely out of love for God and love for you. It is your small gifts and donations that encourage us to keep going, to keep making content like this for His glory. Without your support, this mission would be very hard to carry. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to every one of you who has given. God sees you and God will honor you. There is a family waiting for you on our community platform. Brothers and sisters who came broken, came searching, and found something life-changing. Not just content, but people who truly care. Our most faithful supporters are featured on our platform, a place of honor for those who sow into this ministry. You are chosen, you are loved, and there is a home waiting for you. Find the community link in the description. Come home, beloved. We are waiting for you. There were times when you felt like you were in between chapters, not broken, not doing well, just held. You are used to carrying weight, solving problems, pushing forward, and showing how strong you are, so that holding felt strange. But heaven didn't need you to be strong at that time. You were still required in heaven. Your spirit learned what to do through stillness long before your mind caught up. Dear chosen one, the weight made you more focused. When things aren't clear, you don't get scared like you used to. You used to be afraid of the unknown, but now you're not. You learned that divine timing doesn't change based on stress, and that force doesn't lead to breakthrough. People who have walked with God through times when answers were withheld, but presence was not, are wise in this way. Allow me to talk to a weak part of you. You are not losing strength just because you are tired. This is a sign that the time of year you're in has made you stretch in every way. Expansion always comes with tiredness. There is always tension when there is growth. There is always a point in transformation when you wonder if you have gone as far as you can. But heaven wouldn't have brought you this far only to leave you to deal with your own change. You are being supported in ways you cannot see by heaven, anointed one. The peace that comes to you out of the blue, When you feel like your mind is cloudy, clarity comes back. The courage that shows up when you don't expect it. It's not an accident. This is a reinforcement, divine provision, strength that doesn't come from humans.